Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Ahmaduhu wa nusalli ala Rasulih al-Kareem. First of all, I want to make a correction. Brother Jawad, really, out of his respect and love, he said, Dr. Nisarul Haq. I'm not a doctor. I may be a patient, but not a doctor. Second thing is that the rest of what happened when the Sheikh was mentioning that the Imam asked everybody to send a love message to your wives. Many of the brothers later came on in trouble when they went home because their wife kept on asking them, who were actually you were sending this message to? Because you never sent like that to me. So this, I just wanted to complete the rest of the important part of it. Well, we have been hearing a lot of good things about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam with his wives, and who are his wives? They are also the Sahabiyat, the Azwaj of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Ummahatul Mu'mineen. So we have been talking about high level things. Now my topic is about us and our wives. So it's going to be a little different. It's not going to be that all goody and everything so nice and kind and all those things. Especially if we want to touch some of the ground realities and what kind of guidance we can get it from the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Just a little bit introduction of the marriage. As a matter of fact, we all get married, and before even that, there are serious crises going on in the Western countries, and I guess also in the Muslim countries, about the newly married couples. The divorce rate is shooting up. According to one study, almost 50% of the marriages gets dissolved very soon. There are examples of getting dissolved in next week, within a month, or within a year, most of them. And this situation needs to be handled by us, because a family is a unit, like a brick in a house. And if the families will be strong, this will make the communities strong. And as strong and healthy communities will be able to work more constructively, and they will move ahead wherever they are with their goals. But if the units of the family, the bricks on which it is standing, keeps on falling, keeps breaking down, what's going to happen to that building? That is the reason that in the Sharia, in the Quran and the Sunnah, marriage is not a custom. It's not really just a fun. It is an institution. It is an institution which has rules and regulations. Hundreds of the ayat of the Quran, thousands of the ahadith, thousands and thousands of the pages of the books of the fiqh are about the marriage. And to be very honestly speaking, when any of our brothers in the community, sisters, are planning to get married, they need to have at least a 3-credit-hour course with an Imam about the marriage. Its ahkam, its rulings, its precautions, the crisis management, all these things are really needed, because these are the ground realities that we are going through that. And because of these crises, because of the high divorce rate, our children, many of them all over the country, they are suffering from it. When the parents get divorced and the children are there, their life is messed up. We cannot imagine that what a child who is being brought up by a single parent, what is he lacking in his life? We cannot imagine. Probably those that they have experienced, they can feel it. So marriage is an institution, and it is such an important thing that, subhanAllah, we have become so materialistic and so secular. You know what is secularism? Secularism is that I deal with the religion according to my own situation. The time I have and the situation I have, if my job and my family and my interests and my likings allow me, that much I will follow my religion. Otherwise not. That's secularism. Secularism does not mean denying a religion, but it means dealing with the religion the way I like it, not the way it requires. So this is the height of secularism and the materialism, what we are doing with the marriages. I have a very good friend in Houston. He's retired now. He was working for the Shell company. And I'm talking about a few years back. I didn't see him for quite some time. And I asked him, Nisar, where are you? You're not that regular. What happened? He said that, Imam Sahib, you know what's going on? I'm about to retire. And I am attending seminars how to get the maximum benefit out of my retirement. For that thing, he is attending seminars, getting educated, and he is about to retire. But we are starting a new life, getting married, and we don't care about. And we are concerned more about what hotel I'm going to book, what kind of catering I'm going to do. This is all my concern is about the marriage. What's going to happen after that? What's when the honeymoon is over? Who is going to do what? All these things. And then I will mention also there are some major reasons of the divorce in the newly married couples that have been studied. And these, since we know that these are the hot areas where this ending up in a divorce, we can tackle and we can handle those things in time before they really result into a catastrophic end. Anyway, for all this, one thing we need to understand, what is the purpose of the marriage? Because if we know the purpose, then we can keep the marriage on those lines. And as long as something is serving its purpose, my brothers, it will be kept. This pen, I will not keep it in my pocket if it does not serve the purpose. It will go into trash. My clock or my watch, no matter how expensive it is, I may not be throwing it in the trash, but it will be somewhere in the garage or somewhere where nobody takes care of it because it's not more serving the purpose. Is our marriage serving our purpose? That's most important. And if you analyze it and you find out that no, it is not fully 100% serving, it's only 10%, that marriage is at risk. That marriage can have serious crisis. So we are, alhamdulillah, the community over here, according to a university in New York, according to their survey, the Muslim community in the United States is the highly educated community, a lot times more than the general American community. So we are educated people, alhamdulillah, and we can take care of these things, and especially when there is a guidance from Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. What is the purpose? Anbiya alayhi salam, the prophets have been making dua to Allah. رَبَّنَا هَبْ لَنَا مِنْ أَزْوَاجِنَا وَذُرِّيَّاتِنَا قُرَّةَ أَعْيُنٍ وَجَعَلْنَا لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِمَامًا. Ya Allah, give us our offsprings and our wives, our spouse, that they become the coolness of our eyes. Means they become a source of tranquility and the peace and the happiness in our life. And then Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, Ya ma'ashara al-shabab, man istata'a minkum al-ba'a falyatazawwaj, فَإِنَّهُ أَغَضُّ لِلْبَصَرِ وَأَحْصَنُ لِلْفَرْجِ. These are the objectives and the maqasid of the marriage that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa is telling us. So what is he saying? That all young people, whoever can afford, go ahead and get married. Because the marriage is أَغَضُّ لِلْبَصَرِ. It protects your eyes. وَأَحْصَنُ لِلْفَرْجِ. And it protects your private parts. And these two things are important. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions only these two things in Surah An-Nur. قُلْ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ يَغُضُّوا مِنْ أَبْصَارِهِمْ وَيَحْفَظُوا فُرُوجَهُمْ. Protect your eyes and protect your private parts. And if the marriage is serving this purpose, that marriage is successful. And we need to really think about it. Besides this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about the marriage, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُم مَّوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created spouses so that you get together to each other and find peace and love and mercy to each other. So what are the objectives of the marriage? That get married, the spouses becomes coolness of eyes for each other. They becomes a source of peace and happiness and mercy. And this marriage is making my eyes protected. This marriage is protecting me from falling into a sin and protecting my private parts. And this marriage is the one that is causing a mawadda, is love and affection. Now, with this intention, I need to get married. At the time of the marriage, my brothers and sisters that they are married, can they recall back when they were getting married? Did they make an intention for the marriage? What intention and why I am getting married? Intention is important. Why? Because if we will make an intention at that time, later on at the time of the crisis, this intention will put us back on the line. No, the purpose and the intention was this. And I want to keep the track straight. The shaitan wants to divert us from the right track. And if there is no intention, then he can easily divert us from the right track. So we make an intention, we keep objectives in the mind, and things will be all right. The intention is that all those objectives that has been mentioned in the Quran and the Sunnah, like we just mentioned about 4 of them, I want to fulfill these objectives out of my marriage. This is my intention, this is my dua, this is what I want. Ya Allah, you help me in this. And inshallah, with this marriage, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the dua that we make to Allah goes a very long way. We cannot even imagine. Sometimes one dua made to Allah goes all the way to the generations and generations of that person. And because of this dua that one of my forefathers did, maybe I am a Muslim today. Maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me this tawfiq to serve in whatever capacity, little bit, the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My respected brothers, strong commitment with an intention that it is a lifetime deal. It's not nowadays we are the parents, like of my age, are really not doing the good job if our kids are failing in their marriage. Why? We have not raised them properly and we have not made their minds to be committed to their wives, to their marriages. And so it's not like buying a new dress. It's so fun, I'm going to get married, I will get new dress, I'm going to have a big party and all that. It's going to be over next day. What happened? So we need to be vigilant beyond that. And then once we make a commitment to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala about the marriage, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help us. Now when the marriage is taking place, my respected brothers, it's very important how it is taking place. It will have an impact on our later practical married life. If we are starting a journey with clear violations of the ahkam of Allah and crushing and breaking and badly violating the sunnahs of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, will that have a barakah? No, it will not. So the course of the marriage needs to be taken very carefully. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that when a person opens the door of his home, and if he does not say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, the shaitan also enters with him in that home. So we are in the marriage life, when we are getting married, we stop and close all the doors of the shaitan. We do not let it come into our marital life. So we make it according to what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, according to the rules that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has told us. For example, the marriage ceremony in the masjid, avoiding of mixing up of the genders, then the sisters are just coming, showing all their beauty to everybody over there in the marriage, and God knows, Allah knows that how many hearts get affected and how much the shaitan becomes successful in its moves in those situations. We are moving towards a very serious journey for which we are going to. Now the parents, out of their their problems or their desires make this marriage so much expensive and so much making a show it off, that becomes a later on problems for the couple that they are getting married. So the couples themselves need to stand up. The youth that they are going to, this is the decision of their life. They need to stand up that no, we don't want anything which is against the Quran and the Sunnah in our marriage, because we are the one who is going to spend the rest of the life. This is the important. And then when we are making it simple, one thing that I missed is when we are selecting the match. Rasulullah ﷺ has clear instructions. And subhanAllah, if you look at the instructions of Rasulullah ﷺ or the guidelines how to pick up your spouse, your future wife or your future husband, what you need to see. Rasulullah ﷺ says, there are generally four things that they are seeing while picking up or choosing a match. لِمَالِهَا لِحَسْبِهَا وَلِجَمَالِهَا وَلِدِينِهَا. People look at how rich the family is or the person is, and what is his family background, and how beautiful it is, and how much religious it is. Rasulullah ﷺ says that look at the religious aspect. And if along with that you are getting the rest of the thing, that's well and good. But do not ignore the religious aspect by looking at the other things. Why? My respected brothers, in the time of the crisis between husband and wife, the money, the beauty, and the strong family acts as a negative factor in the crisis. I'm beautiful, I have money, I don't care even if this marriage breaks. I will not have a problem. I can have a backup. So these things are working negatively. The only thing in the time of the crisis which will work positively is how much taqwa, how much deen, how much honesty, how much sincerity is there. That is the only thing that will protect the marriage in the time of the crisis. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's instructions have to be kept in the front of us when we are making these important decisions. Now, alhamdulillah, the marriage has taken place and the honeymoon period is over and the practical life starts. Then, if we have done all these steps before correctly, or the brothers and the sister over here that they could not do it when they got married, still after the marriage we can take care of the problems if we follow the rules given by the Quran and the Sunnah. So first of all, there are rights and there are duties. Whatever is the husband's right is the wife's duties, and whatever the wife's rights, these are the husband's duties. And this is very important. Why? The fuqaha says that the marriage is a civil contract between two parties, namely the husband and the wife. They agree on the certain terms and conditions that has been decided by the Sharia, and they sign on it just like a business marriage. Two companies are signing a pact to do business together, and there are terms and conditions for each. Now we can imagine that for how long that joint venture will go successfully, as long as both the parties are abiding by the terms and the conditions they agreed upon. If one company starts violating, then it's going to be messed up. The business is going to be messed up. So husband and wife agree and they sign at the time of the marriage that these are my responsibilities, and she says this is my responsibilities. And as long as they keep on doing those, there is no problem. There is a well-known principle that we need to understand and we need to really memorize, especially those that they are married. تعاشروا كالإخوان وتعاملوا كالأجانب. That when you socialize with each other, when you are like offering each other something, you be like real brothers and sisters, relatives, like friends, husband and wife, friendly. But when it comes to duties and the responsibilities, you deal with each other like totally strangers. Do not take anything granted that if I will not do this duty, if she's okay, she loves me, she will not mind it. No. My duty is the duty. I have to do it. And the same thing, if whatever her responsibilities is that, she has to do it. As long as we are doing it, and of course, the love is there, but we do not take the advantage of that love. We do our things, our responsibilities honestly. If it is my day, it's my time to take care of the junior, or to take care of the baby, or to take the family out, I have to do it. No matter what. I'm lazy, I'm tired, it's okay. At least you should be that much understanding that I'm so tired. It is your duty and your responsibility, my brother. You need to take care of your stuff. And this is how it works. And then, my respected brothers, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned two things. One is that out of all the blessings that we have in this dunya, the best thing is a pious and the righteous wife. If a person has a good wife, subhanAllah, is nothing better than that in this world. And the other thing Rasulullah said, among the men, the best one of them are those خَيْرُكُمْ أَلْطَفُكُمْ أَهْلًا, that they are more nice and kind to their wives. They are the best people. And the Sheikh just mentioned Rasulullah is racing with Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha twice. Once she was skinny, she was not heavy, and the second time when she put on some weight and she lost. This means what? This means that these friendly relationships was not only in the honeymoon period. How many years would have it taken it that she put on weight and become so heavy? But the friendly relationship are still the same, like they were newly married. So we need to understand this, that we have to go a long way, not just the honeymoon period that we are planning for it. Then, my respected brothers, we need to understand that a happy and a successful marriage is not by luck. No, there's no way. It's by hard work. It's by determination. It's by sacrifice. It's by commitment. The young people, the youth over here, they need to check with their parents, like those that are our age, how much sacrifices we have made to keep our family life intact. How many times our desires go. How many times we accepted the things and the situations we did not like. But for the sake of the marriage, we accepted it, everything. Without sacrifice, nobody is going to get a happy and a healthy and a successful married life. There are so many true stories that on a cup of the coffee, the divorce occurred. Is this a game? No. This does not seem to be that the marriage has been taken seriously. And then, my respected brothers, there are a few things that we generally ignore and we take things for granted. One thing that I mentioned, doing my duties all the time and at right time. The other thing is that I've been here like long time, as the Sheikh mentioned, and I've been counseling the married people and the couple and looking at their problems, and you will believe it, this has helped me improving my own married life when I look at the problems of the others. One sister complained to me that Imam, our marriage has been like for so many years, he never bought me a gift. Not a single small piece of jewelry. SubhanAllah. And I asked the husband, why you didn't do it? He said, never thought about it. She never asked. They don't know. It's your duty to do it. And I asked him that you have to buy her a set of jewelry right away. And I sent them to do it. But I didn't tell them that I did the same thing also. But these are the things, and these are the things that really makes a big difference. And then, my respected brothers, Rasulullah says that the gifts increase the love. All of a sudden, when you give a surprise to your wife, to your spouse, something that you have brought, this is really a good gesture. This will take a lot of complaints that she was going to do or he was going to do. This will take it away. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. I had a lot of things. She was planning like this and this, all this. Okay, you made me happy. That's all right. And then the other thing is that we both, husband and wife, need to take care of ourselves for the sake of our spouse. Generally, complaint is about the sisters. The only time that when she will get ready and take care of herself when she is going in a party. And she will not care how she is looking like when it's, oh, I'm not going anywhere. It's my husband. That's okay. No, it makes a difference. And the same way, other way. Both of us needs to stay, to keep themselves healthy, to stay in shape, and to take care of themselves, and to keep on for each other making attractive, so that nobody starts looking for the attractions outside the marriage. Because he and she, they are all getting everything in the home. Now, these are the precautionary things that if we keep on doing, inshallah, the chances of the crisis will be minimized. But suppose what happens? Crisis take place. And one thing we need to understand, everybody who is married should expect the differences. Should expect that there will be problems. Why? For one simple reason that we all know. Husband and wife are two totally different people. It is impossible in the world that they will agree on everything. They are two different people, raised differently, different level of education, different level of intelligence, different likings, dislikings, different atmosphere, maybe different culture, different background, different family values. So there will be differences. And Allah knows it. So Allah warns us, وَعَاشِرُوهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ فَإِنْ كَرِهْتُمُوهُنَّ فَعَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُوا شَيْئًا وَيَجْعَلَ اللَّهُ فِيهِ خَيْرًا كَثِيرًا. What happens is that we get into differences for 5% or 10% things, and at that time we forget the 90% things. Shaitan makes it such a big, that 5% things, that we totally forget that she's all right with me in the rest of the things. And I would just finish one true incident that happened to me. I'm telling you that a couple came fighting that we want to get divorced. So we try to counsel them. So I asked the husband separately, sending his wife away, tell me, what is your major, most serious complaint to your wife? Does she have a character problem? Is she cheating you? Oh, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. She's very religious. She's good. What is? Because her mom told me this and her sister did it, and when the graduation was taking place, she did, these are the things that he had serious problems. So I sent him and then I called her. I said, tell me, what is the most serious complaint that you have and you are getting ready for the divorce from? Does he drink? Does he cheat you? No. He is very religious. Subhanallah, you are living with angels. You don't know what's going on around over here. How men and women are cheating each other. And just on small issues, you are divorcing a pious, a religious-minded person. Who you think you are going to get a better person? No, never. Never you are going to get a better person. If you don't like 10% in, the next person coming into your life, you will not like 50% things in that. But it is the shaitan, my respected brothers, that comes in. And I will finish with this hadith of Rasulullah in Sahih Muslim, that inna iblis yada'u arshahu ala al-ma'i thumma yab'asu thawayahu. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that the Iblis put his throne on the water and then sent his disciples, his servants, to the people to create problems. فَأَدْنَاهُ مَنْزِلَةً أَعْظَمُهُ فِتْنَةً. When they come back and they report him, he appreciates the more the one who has created bigger problem. يجيء أحدهم يقول فعلت كذا وكذا ويقول ما صنعت شيئا. They come and give different reports. I make somebody do bad, I make somebody commit sin, I make somebody do this. He says, there's nothing you have done. ثم يجيء أحدهم فيقول ما تركته حتى فرقت بينه وبين امرأته فيدنيه منه فيقول نعم أنت. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says that until one disciple, one small shaitan comes to him and he reports that, you know what I did today? I did not leave them until he got separated from his wife. And the shaitan hugs him and appreciates him. And he says, you are the one who has done the best thing. Why, my respected brothers? Because when a family is broken, we don't know how many, when one marriage is broken, how many families get affected, how many children lose their Iman and their Islam, and what problems are created in the society. My respected brothers, next time when you start arguing with your wife and you start raising your wife, you need to realize right away this saying of Rasulullah that the shaitan is there in between you. The voice that you are raising against each other, this is the music in the ears of shaitan. It's helping. So right away say astaghfirullah, a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, and things will go away. And postpone the issue. We will talk about it later on. Make wudu. And do not take it a long way. And then, my respected brothers, this is the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in Surah Al-Baqarah, it has been that if anybody else tries to create problems between husband and wife, it is not only a major sin, it's almost equal to kufr. Because creating problem between husband and wife is a major sin. So next time when there is a problem between one of your friends and his wife or her husband, do not encourage him or her. It's okay. Be a man. Don't care about it. Go to the court. Subhanallah. The people that they are so close to each other that they are not even close to parents that much. Now they are standing on the opposite direction in the court and blaming on each other. And just because of the ego issues, they don't care what's going to happen to their children. And they are heading for what the shaitan is waiting for, and that is the divorce. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help all of us. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر